everyone, welcome to my booktube channel. I'm Siwon and I love to read. Today I'm going to be filming a New Year's book haul for you, or I guess a Christmas book haul for you, because these are all the books that I purchased with a gift card that I was given for Christmas. I've got a mix of fantasy and romance here, and I've got 8 books to get through, so without further ado, let's get started. So the first book is For Girls Who Walk Through Fire by Kim DeRose. This is essentially a feminine rage story. Elliot D'Angelo Brandt is part of a support group for people who have experienced sexual assault. And she is tired of talking. She's ready to take action. So she turns to magic and she finds this spell book. And she gathers a few other members of the group to help her bring justice to those who deserve it. I love the magical element to this. You know, I always love a feminine rage moment, so I look forward to reading this one. The next is a fantasy called Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. This follows the mermaid Simi, who is in charge of collecting the souls of those who have died via accident at sea. However, she does the unthinkable, and when a living boy falls overboard, she saves his life, which is not allowed, so there must be consequences. I was attracted to this book not just because of the story, but because of the cover and the fact that this is a Black author. It's also not that long. As you can see, it's fairly thin, which is refreshing for a fantasy novel. Because I feel like a lot of them can get very lengthy and go on way too long. So the fact that it's not absolutely massive also attracted me to it, and I have high hopes for this story. The next book is Call It What You Want by Alyssa Dergadis. The back of the book says, nostalgic, heartfelt, and profoundly cathartic, Call It What You Want is an ode to almost love stories, the kinds with no labels, no promises, and the potential to turn your entire world upside down. I picked up this book because, as many of us have been, I too have been in a situationship. I'm very curious to find out how, as the cover says, this almost love story unfolds. The next is another romance. It's called Love and Other Human Errors by Bethany Clift. This book follows Indiana Dillons, who is a very smart, accomplished, and exact woman. And it tells the story of how she, against all odds, fell in love. I picked this up because the title intrigued me. It gave me kind of the same vibes as Don from the Rosie Project, in which he designs a questionnaire in order to find his ideal life partner. For the record, I despise that book. I hate the autism representation in that. I think it's so stereotypical, and I hate that Rosie is a manic pixie dream girl. But anyway, I do love characters like Dawn who are empirical in their view of the world. As the title of the book suggests, love is a messy emotion. So I'm very much here for those kinds of stories. Next is A Wicked Thing by Rhiannon Thomas. I hate the cover. I hate people on covers, real people on covers. I'm one of those people. But I am intrigued by this because it's a fairy tale retelling. This one is the story of Sleeping Beauty after she wakes up. And I was attracted to this one because I just love fairy tales, and I love fairy tale retellings and the idea of what happens after the happily ever after. Next is All Kinds of Other by James C. And one thing I really want to do in 2025 is I want to read more trans stories. So this is my starting point. It's about 2 boys named Jules and Jack. When they meet, there's instant chemistry, but they have to make the decision between kind of lying low and keeping out of the spotlight and staying in the closet, essentially, and being open about their relationship and who they are. Okay, 2 more. I have For All Time by Shanna Miles, and I'll read you the blurb on the back. Together, Tamar and Feyard have lived 1,000 lives, seen the world build itself up from nothing, only to tear itself down again in civil war. They've even watched humanity take to the stars. But in each life, one thing remains the same: their love and their fight to be together. One love story after another. The only issue is they never got to see how their story ends until now. When Tamar and Feyard finally discover what it will take to break the cycle, will they be able to make the sacrifice? So from what I gather, this is about two, I guess, soulmates who keep coming back together in every life. And I'm very intrigued by that premise, so that's why I picked this one up. Also, the cover is beautiful. Let's not lie, the cover is beautiful. Last but not least, I have Million Love Songs by Carol Matthews. Carol Matthews has a ton of books. I've read none of them. This is going to be my first introduction to her. This book follows Ruby, who has recently split up with her ex, and she meets a couple of contenders for her next love interest. And the blurb says that she thinks she knows what she wants, but all that's about to change. I'm really attracted to adult romances, and I don't mean the spice level. I mean mature characters who have been through it, who have lived life. So the blurb on the back attracted me for that reason. And that's honestly it. I will let you know what I think. So that is it for my New Year's book haul. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the books that I got for Christmas. I confess that there might be a part 2 for New Year's book haul because I did order more than a few books off of Book Outlet when they had their Boxing Day sale. So stay tuned, and I might do a part 2. If you're new here, like and subscribe. If you're returning, thanks for sticking with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!